Well, now you do. Now you know the inside joke.
There we go. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have you look right at the lens.
All right.
And start off by telling me your name and spelling it, just so I type it.
Yeah. It sounds good.
Go ahead.
Therese Grossi, Therese, Grossi, Grossi.
Awesome. So give us kind of just your real quick snippet of what you liked about it.
I thought the conference was excellent. I had really high expectations coming in, and I will say this conference exceeded those high expectations. Several of us were talking about national conferences that some of us have attended, and we just thought that this was right on par with some of those national conferences. And, considering this is the first year that PWH has done a conference like that, that's pretty amazing.
So if you run across someone this year, and they're going to be talking about next year's event, what's the number one thing you tell them why they should come?
You will actually leave with actionable items and learnings that you can take back with you and apply to your everyday life, both professionally and personally.
So is there what was your, I guess, aha moment that you had personally at this event?
Gee, that's a tough one because I think there were so many. I can tell you that I've already gotten some of the presentations and plan to apply them tomorrow to some of the work that I've been doing. There were so many good snippets that I can take back and apply and use with my team.
Great. Look right at the lens and state your name and spell it for me if you don't mind.
Spell it for you?
Yeah, just
Okay.
the editor just make sure he
Okay.
credits you properly. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Rochelle Ferrara, Rachelle, Ferrara, Ferrara.
All right, so you just got done with the conference. Can you give me one or two reasons that impacted you this time?
This conference impacted me in many different ways. As a leader leading a team in a new area of my company, it really gave me the energy, I think, to go back and inspire my team. Can I start over?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
What was the question again?
I'll simplify it. Give me one thing that you're walking away from this conference that you're taking as an action point to go do.
Okay. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. There's like so many things.
I know. I felt
Okay.
that.
Complaint? Did he already interview you? Yeah, just like give me a second, just to like regain my thoughts. I mean, energy, impact. It actually is helping me just take ownership of what we need to do hold on. Build call it. There's actually two sides of it, Jim. So Jim, let's brainstorm it out. There's two sides of it, really. I mean, so as a leader in my organization, I'm charged with really building the culture. I'm charged with building the culture of my organization, but also as an incoming chair of PWH, taking ownership of helping build the talent bench in the industry. So that's really, there's a twofold. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, can I start now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right. Hi, so, leaving this conference, to answer that question, it's really hard because there's so many points, but if I was to pick one, I'd separate them into two. I feel as if the word responsibility comes to mind. I have a responsibility to my organization and to my team to build a culture to my team to help them understand that leadership is for them to follow me as their leader, to have that trust that we're going to take them and we're going to develop them as leaders, because our whole goal is to raise that talent bench and raise the bar, so they trust us that we want to bring them along. But then the other side of that, other than internally build the culture, is as the incoming chair of Professional Women in Healthcare, is our onus back to the industry. We're in this healthcare industry that's facing so much change. We're part of this industry where we want to be able to give back and raise that talent bench and help with the leadership that's needed for all the change that's taking place with our customers and our patients. So again, it's twofold. It's internally for the culture of our organization, but it's also the change that our industry is facing. So as I leave this conference, I feel as if I'm feeling pretty resilient and ready to take that on.
So people who didn't get a chance to come for your first one, and you run into them this year, and you're going to give them the elevator pitch for why they should come. What's that pitch?
They're going to come back and they're going to be prepared in so many different ways. So if they're an aspiring leader, they're going to get the skills to be prepared to go to that next level as a leader. If you're a mid-level manager, you're going to get the courage and that confidence needed to tap somebody's shoulder to say, hey, you know what? I need a little bit of help to get the skills needed to grow within my career and start to really think seriously about my career path. And if I'm an executive, I want to continue to reach back out to the industry to make it a better place, and also to really think about whether it's gender equity or partnering together within my own organization and the industry to build a better place. So this is a place for all levels of leadership that you're going to reach out to.
So, last question for you. If you had to say what sort of magic was captured here, what was that emotionally? What was the number one takeaway for you?
The magic was resilience. I mean, it really was. You know, we've got an amazing industry, and as I mentioned, we're facing a lot of change. And a lot of times, we do walk around looking like this. But people's faces every day, walking through the halls, we go to a lot of conferences, and we're taking in a lot of information, but that magic was, you know what? This is a breath of fresh air. And the fact that men and women were coming together, collaboration, it's probably the word. Collaboration, working together to make the industry a better place. That's really what I would say.
So I'm going to start by having you just look in the lens and tell me your name and spell it. So when they title you, right?
Great. Jim Wheeler, Jimwheeler.
All right, so the first question is going to be, what was your position here? Were you a part of the board, just an attendee?
No, first time attendee, obviously.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask you a question about being a first-time attendee. So I'm assuming you probably go to several conferences over your
Yes,
career.
right.
What was unique about coming to this first-year event?
The uniqueness was being a male. As this is a first conference for PWH, it was my first attendee. I won't kid you that there was a little bit of uncomfortableness at first, but what a great experience. And I experienced it shortly into the conference. I thought this is going to be a great conference.
So if you have other male colleagues that you're talking to the rest of the year and you say, hey, you got to go to this Women in Healthcare conference next year, what's your pitch to them to get them over that uncomfortable bit that maybe you felt coming into this show?
My pitch would be, you know, I will work very hard next year to get other males to attend. What a great environment, very high energy level, great learning experience. People are just very genuinely willing to help in the leading process, and a great experience. As I mentioned, I've been to a lot of conferences, but nothing like this one.
Having you just state your name and spell it, so when they title you, it's
Sure. My name is Renee Seger, Reneeseger.
And what was were you an attendee, were you part of the board, what was your...
I was an attendee. It's my first time coming to any professional conference, really, so it was a great first experience for me. Just being around all these inspiring leaders, other people in the industry. I really haven't branched out to anybody in the industry at all outside of Midmark, so it was definitely eye-opening for me. A little uncomfortable, but as I learned, if you're uncomfortable, you're probably moving in the right direction. As an engineer, it's different being around a lot of people that you don't know. So it's definitely out of our comfort zone.
Man, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Give me good stuff. So, if this is your first professional event you've ever been to, it was a success, you're walking away, what's the number one takeaway for you personally going out to this conference?
Leadership is different than what I thought. Almost every leader that spoke said that you need to be humble, you need to talk to everybody, teamwork is important. Definitely not things that I knew to be like a good human being, but not necessarily a good leader. So those are definitely some great takeaways. Positivity, just really just inspiring messages from all the speakers. Every single one that I talked to was great.
So, if you're going to tell a colleague or a friend that works in a similar job within the industry, and you're going to tell them about next year's conference, what would be your thing that you tell them why they would want to come?
That you leave with just a lot of motivation, a lot of good tips. You leave with contacts. You leave with so many valuable skills and life lessons. It's really just invaluable for you to come. Just a great overall experience. I would recommend it to anybody.
Do you think that with the contacts you've made, do you think this is going to benefit your career?
Definitely. I probably should have, looking back, made an effort to make more. But as I said, it's difficult for me as an engineer to build my brand and talk to other people that I don't know. So that's definitely a takeaway for me that I should have done that more. But just with the people that I met, it'll definitely be valuable moving forward. Like as a pretty much entry-level engineer, I met CEOs, presidents, vice presidents of companies that I guess I feel well below them, but they had no problem talking to me openly and engagingly. So definitely.
That's fantastic. Start by having you give me your name and spell it.
Okay, my name is Jennifer O'Reilly, Jennifer, O'Reilly, Oreilly.
So can you tell me what you had to do with this event?
Well, I'm a member of the PWH board, and one of my roles and responsibilities was helping to get sponsorship for the speakers in the event.
So being a first-time event, obviously the organization's been around for a while. What was your goal in terms of combining both your sponsors, kind of the companies, with the masses? What did you hope to get out of this event for them?
Well, both really to connect everybody and to make sure that this was an event that would continue on and bring value to the people who were attending, but also to the people who were presenting, men and women. So that was a big takeaway for me as well.
Now you've been through it.
Yes.
Had something in your head, you had worries, now you come through it.
Yeah.
What's the biggest takeaway for you on the organization side of the success of the event?
I think that if there were leaders sitting within those organizations out in the audience, hopefully they left the event understanding that our best success and as an organization is to bring both men and women together because our skill sets and our competencies together make us the most strong. And so hopefully what I would wish for is that they would go back to their organizations and become ambassadors for the change that we heard today and yesterday really still has yet to take place. So, and kind of bring those groups together and have more parity there.
Is there, I know being the women, face conference,
Yeah.
How unique is this in terms of a conference and the perspective that you're sharing here versus there's other industry events people go to? What makes your guys' perspective special?
I think it is very unusual to have, as a female, much less a female leader, to go to a conference and be surrounded by mostly other female leaders. And often, especially if you're in an organization who has a lot of growth, yet to happen, you don't have those role models, you don't have the person to emulate or someone to help show you the way. And I think for attendees that come to PWH, what they're going to find is an entire network of women who have the ability and the desire to help guide them in their career, and all they have to do is ask. So that's what makes it unique.
So, pivoting off that question, you had a handful of men scattered around
Yes,
here.
brave souls.
But I felt that the content was not in any way, shape, or form alienating, and
Right.
in a more accurate, it was very inclusive. So as you push this unique, it's female, it's surrounded by females,
Right.
you want to add men, what's your message to men that maybe stayed away because they thought it was a woman conference?
Well, what I thought was so interesting myself is that many of the messaging and the things that we heard over the last couple of days, they are universal to men and women. And so, the leadership traits and building better teams and innovation, all these topics that we were talking about, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you could come to this conference and get something out of it. And not only that, but the males that are here, I think we've heard them speak over the last couple of days, they felt embraced, and many of them go back to their companies and manage other females, and many of those will be potential future leaders. So it hopefully will help give them some insight into how they can help guide those careers when they return.
I'm going to try to force you to say something, and you can say no if you don't want to.
Okay.
Number one, you're talking about the careers people, which are good. One of the things that struck me from the content is how if those male managers go back and help cultivate female, that it's not just good for the female career, but it helps expand the business.
Yes.
It's an instigator of growth. And I think something, if we could get a soundbite, so that would be one. The
Okay.
second soundbite, if we can get it organically from you, is how they talked about like the men and women together, like the best
Right,
pairing
yes.
is that.
Yes.
Because I think that if you can get that message, I think it will help this whole.
Yes. Okay, I see where you're
It's the
heading.
right-
I alluded to it, but I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay,
If
yes.
I can get a soundbite.
Got it.
that'd be
Okay.
awesome.
So do you want to ask me again, and I'll try to.
Yes. So let's start with you were talked about like if both the men and women, but specifically the men here that go back and manage women. Obviously, it's great to have them steer individual women's careers in a good way.
Right.
But however, what impact does it have on the companies here that are struggling with this?
Understood.
How does that help them get a competitive advantage over other ones?
Yeah, and one of the things that we heard this week was that the most successful teams are comprised of both men and women because, individually they have different skill sets that they're strong in, but when you combine them, they really make, for very strong teams, they make better decisions. And what we heard this week is that the results are better when teams have both women and men. So I hope we have more men attend our conference in years to follow. I think it will improve the dynamic of the discussion, and then later when they go back to their organizations, they'll see that value, and it can improve the results that they get from their teams as well.
I guess that cues us to be done.
Yeah.